everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited to be filming this. This is going to be my August favorites. And there's not too many really brand new products, but there are products that I've been using more since the season is changing and using in different ways, depending on how my skin is working and things like that. And a couple different new product tools that I kind of want to mention. So yeah, I kind of have it all like in this order from like primer to concealer, foundation, powder, blush, tools, lips, and eye products. So yeah, let's jump straight in. And my bun is totally getting cut off, but that is a-okay. Alright, the first one I want to talk about is a face primer. This is just a sample I got from Sephora. It is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, the original. And I've basically used this whole primer sample up, and I really liked this because it really helped smooth out my skin and make it to where you could not see like the pores in this area of my face. I do have some like expression lines right here that it did an okay job with, but I really enjoyed this because I noticed that it also helped my foundation like stick to my face longer. I could even go to bed and wake up and my makeup was still on because I swear this primer was holding on my skin. So this is just the original. I have tried the light one and I did not like it. It did nothing for my skin. But yeah, I really enjoyed this primer this month. The second kind of primer I want to talk about is my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I've been getting more use out of this lately. Again, I have this and then the e.l.f. $1 or $2 eyeshadow primer, which is fantastic. They both work well, but I've been using this again and just really enjoying how it evens out my eyelids. And yeah, this one in Painterly, it's kind of that nude pinky brown color. I did use this as my base today. I've been using it a lot lately. Just it's what I've had and what I've really been enjoying. So yeah. Let's talk about a concealer. Now everybody knows that I use my MAC Paint Pot, my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW15 under my eyes always. That has not changed, but I've been getting back into kind of my NYX HD Concealer in Fair. This is a really nice concealer that I only use to brighten up my skin. This is fair enough for me no matter what time of year it is, that I can use it to just kind of highlight my skin, like if I want to do my chin or get some brightness in this area or my cheekbones. It has really nice coverage for the face, evens out skin tone nicely, it blends really nicely, and I've just really been enjoying using this. At first I just pulled this to use it up, but I kept reaching for it every day just to kind of have something to highlight my face with. Alright, so since the weather here is starting to change, and it's starting to slowly, the temperatures are changing to more fall weather. So in the morning, we start out like 50s and 60s, but by the end of the day, well, it'll get kind of hot, but then sometimes it gets cool again by the end of the day. So my Holy Grail foundation for the summer was this L'Oreal Pro Matte, but this I think is going to be too drying for me in the winter. And then I have this other foundation, the Tarte Water Foundation, that it's really nice. It has a lot of hydration, it looks like skin, but just not enough coverage, and this has really nice coverage. So I was mixing the two, and I absolutely loved the combination of them during the month of August. And yeah, this had the coverage that I really wanted, and this had the texture that I really wanted. So yeah, I was really enjoying these. I'm not wearing them today because I am trying out another foundation. But yeah, I loved this foundation combination for the month of August. Now finishing up with like foundations and other products, I have one foundation powder I'd like to mention. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Powder Foundation. I used to use this constantly, non-stop. Then I kind of tried out the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I didn't like it because it doesn't have the coverage that this does. Now granted, this is a light coverage, but it's so smooth and it sets makeup so beautifully. The reason why I started using this is because since the weather is changing my skin, or at least something about it is making it a little bit drier than it usually is. So this is a nice setting powder that you can lightly put all over your face, or you can build it up like by like buffing it with a denser brush for more coverage. but it doesn't dry out the skin. It's so soft and silky, and it looks really, really beautiful. I did top my foundation off with this powder today, and I really do enjoy it over a more matte powder these days. Let's move on to the next products. I have two blushes to share with you. The first one is the MAC Blush in Margin. This blush, like, it is such a pretty peachy, bronzy, shimmery, beautiful shade. It looks just like that. I was enjoying wearing this month just when I needed something to kind of throw on if I didn't necessarily want to wear a highlight or necessarily a bronzer, because this has a little bit of that bronzy tone in it. It's got that peachy blushy tone, and then also has that sheen that gives it that nice glow on the cheeks. I wore this a lot whether I was wearing, sometimes I would still throw on a bronzer with it, but this is beautiful if you want something really easy that goes with almost every makeup look, because it's such a neutrally toned blush. Let me see if I can get a really good swatch. I'm kind of going to build it up just so you can see the color. It's right here. See how pretty that is? It's just this nice peachy, bronzy, shimmery blush, and I really enjoyed this over the month of August. This is the next blush I want to talk about. It is one of my e.l.f. Studio blushes, and this is in the color Tickled Pink. Kind of the same story with this. This one, now granted, it can get very, very washed out in camera because it's so subtle, but this is your like barely there, every day, goes with every makeup look, satiny to almost matte pink blush. These are a little bit harder than some other blushes and a little bit powdery, but I really enjoy just like piling this on and then just like blending it out. I don't know how well you can see it there. Again, it's just that barely there pink blush that just looks good on fair skin tones or even maybe light skin tones. No matter what makeup look you're wearing, whether it's minimal, you can put this on really lightly, but you can also build it up so that pink really pops on your cheeks. And yeah, I've been really enjoying this e.l.f. Studio Blush in Tickled Pink. Alright, before I get into the makeup brushes and tools that were my favorite for the month of August, I want to talk about just two eye products and one lip product. The first eye product I want to talk about is the one I've been using more lately. It's the Maybelline Brow Duo. This is in the color Soft Brown. It's got a pencil on one end. Then, I'm not going to open it because you have to do it very carefully. It's got this kind of spongy brow powder on this, and you have to open it up. Then there's your applicator, and you can see it on there. I don't really use the powder side, but I was using the other brown side just because I wanted something just a little deeper in my brows. I do have kind of like blonde highlights, but I just wanted something a little deeper. And the reason why I like this so much is because it's so creamy and pigmented. So it's really easy for me to fill in my brows, especially because they are very sparse, and it looks really, really natural. And just, it's so easy to work with. So I just love this pencil. Alright, the next eye product I want to talk about is my CoverGirl Supersizer CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara. This mascara, I know I've mentioned it a million times, but normally the reason why I want to mention it now is because I've been using this strictly on its own. I'm wearing it on its own today. Normally, I would layer this with another mascara, but I've just been using this on its own for everyday wear, and I really, really enjoy the way that it looks on my lashes. Alright, let's see here. The very last makeup product I want to talk about is the Revlon Colorburst Matte Balm. And it's in this color that I cannot pronounce, so I'll give you the number, 225. I don't even know if it's going to focus because it's so small, but it is just beautiful, kind of deep, rosy, mauve shade, and it smells like mint. And it's very creamy. It's that color right there. I've been loving this for going into fall. It is such a nice, creamy matte shade that's really comfortable on the lips, and it smells so good, and they're really pigmented, and they just go on so easily, so I've been really enjoying this color. Alright, the last products I want to talk about are all makeup brushes. I want to start with my favorite face brush. So this is the e.l.f. I believe this is the powder brush, but they don't have the name, they just say e.l.f. It's like that flat top kabuki type brush. This has made blending my foundation easy. I've just been kind of, stippling it in, then at the last second just kind of like buffing it to make sure there's no like harsh foundation lines. But this also works really well for just going over your concealer after you've put it on. I don't know why, but this has just been working amazingly for everything. It blends out foundation so nicely. It pushes it into the skin nicely. And I could not be happier with this brush right now. I absolutely love it. It's also good if you just need to top yourself with powder, but I've strictly been using it mostly for foundation, but a little bit for concealer, just pushing everything into the skin. It just gives such nice coverage, and it really does blend everything seamlessly, and it doesn't make it streaky or patchy, so I've been really enjoying that. The last two brushes I want to talk about, one is a concealer brush. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. It's a little bit fuller on this side. I've been loving this for like dipping into my foundation and spot concealing, or just carefully building up coverage in a more concentrated way. Or just if I am having a really easy makeup day, I'll just put this into like a matte brown or matte taupey shade and just buff it through my crease, and it works really, really well. The other brush I've been using for that same kind of thing is just this Urban Decay brush from the Naked Smoky palette. I've just been using this side, which is fluffy but a little bit tapered. This has been working really well for just building up different colors in the crease and just building definition, whether I need to put it back here and then blend. But whenever I'm doing really easy makeup looks, this is also a really good go-to brush when I'm not looking for this one. This has been the one that I've just been grabbing because I know I can either get my color really concentrated, but then I can also buff it out because of how nice and fluffy it is. It just works really, really well, and it's never really patchy or anything. Like, it just blends things so, so easily. The very last product I want to talk about, which I almost forgot about, is my Skindinavia makeup setting spray. Now, my bottle and my nozzle broke, so I have it in this bottle right here. I had not been using this for a while because my skin was so freaking oily, but lately when I just want a little bit of dew, I just barely spray it and then that's it. And I don't even know if you could see that mist, but I've not been spraying it all over. You just use the tiniest bit of this, and it just settles all of your makeup into your skin. It gives you that slightly glowy, dewy look, just very slight though, so it's not overpowering if you do have, oilier skin. But I've been really, really enjoying this product.